What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today we got the Houston Texans off-season for season number 5. Wrapping up season number 4 in week 17. You're going to see that Will Allen, not only was he balling versus us in that one game, he also had the most interceptions ever in a season with 15. I believe it was Night Train Lane that had 14 of them things way back in the day. So the Dolphins are the best team in the AFC. You got the Titans after them, then the Steelers, the Browns, the Broncos, and the Bills. We are number 11th in the AFC with an 8-8 record. The Colts, the Jags, and the Raiders, they finished at the bottom of the division with a 4-12 record. The Packers, Eagles, Bears, Saints, Giants, and Rams are all going to the postseason representing the NFC. And then the worst team in the NFC, are also 4-12, and it is those Arizona Cardinals. So life is tough for those 4 teams that are 4-12. David Carr, 3,495 yards passing. That puts him 3rd in yardage. He also had a grand total of 19 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. Fargas, 626 yards rushing, 5 TDs. Tyrone Nelson also had 5 TDs, but our running game is going to get revamped this offseason. And then you got Andre Johnson, who is 1st in yards, and he's 2nd, I believe, in touchdowns, which is a good look for our all-pro receiver. As you can see right there, 13 of those things. LJ Shelton and Hutchinson combined for a grand total of 64 pancakes and 13 sacks allowed, which is great because the left side of our O-line is very good. The right side needs some work. Earl Cherry, 19 tackles for loss to lead the NFL. Hamilton, 12 sacks. That puts him in the top 5 in the whole league. Interceptions, AC Cash with 4, Paris with 3, and Kenny Wright, 5 tackles and 3 picks, making all kinds of business decisions out there. Peyton Manning, he is tops when it comes to your quarterback rating. Tom Brady, is tops when it comes to yardage and TDs, 3,690 yards passing, 26 touchdown passes, 18 interceptions for the dimple chin himself. LT, over 1,600 yards rushing, which is tops, 13 touchdowns, also tops for him. Marshall Faulk and TJ Dockett, they had 11 touchdowns apiece to put them in 2nd place. Isaac Bruce and Dante Starworth are the only guys over 100 receptions this season. Isaac Bruce also has a gang of touchdowns as well, but it's Torrey Holt, his teammate, that have the most touchdown receptions at 14. So on defense, Tommy Polley, 130 tackles to lead the league. Also had 4 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and 5 INTs. Earl Cherry right there with 19 tackles for loss. Kevin Carter, 15 sacks to lead the league. Interceptions, we already know about Will Allen, but R.W. McCorders had 10 to finish 2nd, and then a gang of guys had 7, including ex-Houston Texan Aaron Glenn, who's still getting it done, and he's kind of up there in age, to say the least. LT is their MVP in your Offensive Player of the Year. Andre Johnson finishes 2nd in the Offensive Player of the Year. That's the 3rd time in his career he's either been 1 or 2 with Offensive Player of the Year honors. Derek Brooks is their Defensive Player of the Year. And then when it comes to rookies, got Mo Mellons. He's 67 receptions, 960 yards, 8 touchdowns on a playoff contending team. That's big time for a rookie. Robert Williams, linebacker, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 76 total tackles. Brett Favre, he is your quarterback of the year. And then you got running back of the year, obviously, is going to be LaDainian Tomlinson. Andre Johnson is your receiver of the year, as you can see right there. And then for the defense, big D tackle, Chester. All kinds of sacks. Had 14 sacks, had 3 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. He is your defensive lineman of the year. Billy Cundiff is your kicker of the year. Head coach Andy Reid of the Packers is your coach of the year. And then Tressman of the Eagles finished 2nd there, with Dave Wannstedt of the AFC representing Dolphins is number 3. The Bills fall to the Steelers. The Giants, they beat the Saints. The Browns, they fall to the Broncos in Denver. And the Rams beat the Bears in overtime. Divisional round, you got the Broncos going to Miami and beating the Dolphins. The Rams, they got beat down by the Packers. The Titans, they survived versus the Steelers. And the Eagles handle business versus those New York Football Giants. Conference championship game, you got the Titans handling business versus the Broncos, and the Packers do beat the Eagles. So Andy Reid just knows how to beat his old team in the video game and in real life. And then the Packers win the Super Bowl. So congratulations to those Green Bay Packers. We have a grand total of 35.05. million in assets, which is a good look. We made 25.25 mil last season, which is a good look. So we are now bringing in the money. We can spend some more in the offseason. It's taking a long time to get here. I thought we might have to sell the team at one point, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So Brett Favre is going to retire, a Super Bowl champion, trying to get his John Elway on. You saw that Keyshawn Johnson's retiring. Charles Clemens of the Houston Texans, he's going to retire as well. Charlie Garner, I think one of the more underrated running backs. Not saying of all time, but just maybe for his generation. I don't think he gets enough love. He's retiring. Stephen Davis retires as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Mark Edwards, he also retires. And so does Curtis, my favorite, Martin. So Brett Favre, John Kitna, Trent Dilfer, and Charlie Batch are all going to call it a career. When it comes to the Houston Texans, Clemens, we know Wilson and Brown are also going to retire. And with 51 and 50 overall ratings, y'all should probably hang it up. And that's what they decide to do. LJ Shelton, he's looking for a new contract. I'm going to oblige. I'm just going to give him what he wants. This is what you want. This is what you're going to get. With everybody else I negotiate with that's not holding out, I'm going to fatten up that signing bonus to try to make the salary cap a little bit more harder to work with, because usually it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's what I'm doing right here with Kwame Johnson. He needs a new deal. We're going to give it to him. Richard Marks, who we also drafted in the same year as Kwame Johnson. I think that draft worked out for our safety position. We're going to sign him here. Benny Jopra, he needs a new deal. 27 years old, 82 overall tight end. I like what he can give us going forward. And then House, we're going to let go of Aaron Campman. I forgot he was even on the roster. I ain't going to lie to you. He's going to be let go. Our punter, we're going to let him walk. Kenny Wright, who had 3 interceptions for us, we're going to let him walk. Jabbar Gaffney had a rough year. Did not have a single receiving touchdown. We're going to let him walk as well. Big Mac, we're going to let go of. Harrison, the right guard, we're going to let go of. And then Anthony Hamilton, 12 sacks, absolute beast on that other side. His running mate, Stallings, has been stalled. He did not have a single sack this season. I know playing against the left tackle is different in Madden 04. If you remember our Miami Dolphins franchise, Jason Taylor was on the other side, and he had a hard time getting sacks. But Agunlie from Wakanda, he got a gang of sacks. So looking at the running back market, Eddie George is out there. Eddie George is a solid running back, but he's not the fastest guy anymore, and he's older, so we probably won't be going after him. But Ship, he's available at 71 overall, but I'm tired of these lower overall running backs. We're probably going to try our hand at getting somebody who is big time. As you can see, Trunk Candidate, a friend of the channel, he is 95 overall speed, so is Quentin Griffin from Oklahoma. But again, they're not the highest overall guys. Their carries are kind of low. Eddie George by far has the highest carry than McKenzie at 77. So I'm like, we might have to trade for somebody. So 90 plus overall Corey Dillon. I'm willing to give you everything, Cincinnati. A first, a second, and a third. And they're like, nah, that's Corey Dillon. We're going to hang on to him. And I'm like, fine, do what you got to do. But we're still looking to make a trade because, again, free agency, I'm not too sure. The draft, I'm not too sure. And I'm looking at Larry Johnson, 79 overall, 27 years of age, has been stuck behind Priest Holmes. Maybe we can get him for less than a first, and that's what was going to... I'm not giving the first for a 79 overall running back, but I would like LJ, who in his first 2 years had combined for 1,400 yards. Combined for the 2 years, right? So he's had over 2,000 yards in 4 seasons, but he's been stuck behind Priest Holmes. So we're going to give up our second and Fargus for their fourth, and LJ, and he's our new starting running back, Larry Johnson. Come on, damn. Right guard has been an issue. Right tackle is an issue as well. We have a rookie over there. I'm going to let him blossom. Hopefully in year 2 he can be that guy. Look at the Rams. Mike Manning. He looks like a beast. 99 acceleration. 89 run block, 96 pass block, and 95 overall strength. They have Timmerman there as a veteran backup. I'm like, yo, I'll give up a first round pick for a right guard, and we're going to get that. B value for the first round pick, C plus for Manning, so it's basically even. I'm going to take your third round pick off of your hands too, and I like this trade a lot if you ask me. So our O-line is looking good. Again, right tackle still needs some work, but he's a young guy. Hopefully he can blossom. With a better running game, their overall should go up, and that's what I'm hoping for. So now it's time for the NFL draft. We're going to be looking at this linebacker from Houston and Lincoln, and we're going to sign him or draft him in the third round. Yes, in the third round. We got 2 picks in the third round. We're going to come back and get a defensive end. Then we're going to get a punter in round number 4, believe it or not. I drafted me a punter. Cornerback from Nebraska and Glover. Why don't you come on down on a 4-2? I like that. Then we can go back with Rashawn Allen. He is a defensive end. We're going to draft him. Run blocking right tackle and Taylor. About to say trailer, but no, it's Taylor. We're going to draft him right there. Out of Michigan, our strong safety, Mr. Irrelevant for us. And then looking at the number 64 overall for our first pick. Again, it comes at pick number 14 in the third round. 64 overall is not really that bad. Our right end, also 64 overall, also not that bad. He is actually faster with 75 overall speed than the linebacker that we drafted. This punter, 80 kick power, 86 kick accuracy. Not bad for a 4th round pick there. The cornerback that ran a 4.2 has 95 overall speed. At 5'9", I know I draft Smurfs at corner, but he was the fastest guy available, and we're going to put him in the slot. Hopefully, height won't be that important in the slot because that speed looks good. Maybe he can bring back some kicks for us as well. And then the rest of the guys are decent. Right tackle, 64 overall, and then the strong safety, not so much, but he does have 83 overall speed. Could probably play some solid special teams for us moving forward. The first pick in the draft, Alonzo Ogden from Pittsburgh, running back. 83 overall, 84 speed. He is better than LJ already, but again, we were not going to get a chance to take him, all right? Running backs and receivers go crazy in the first round. Speaking of receivers, this is a Raider pick. 99 overall speed for Ted Kaufman. Reminded me of Napoleon Kaufman. He comes from Dartmouth. 79 overall, 89 overall catch. Then when it comes to pick number 3, the Jaguars pick up Dion Moss, a receiver from Kent State. 6'1", 218, 96 overall speed, 89 overall catching. Then they go with the right guard with the Colts, which is a good look. You better protect Peyton Manning. He's been hurt too much. 83 overall, 97 run block, 89 pass block for the 6'4", 299-pound Jacksonville State alumni. Then left tackle Tony Carter. He's out of Syracuse, going to be going on to play for the Minnesota Vikings. Then the next pick after that, pick number 6, Michael Johnson, receiver at 95 overall speed, 86 catch, 85 acceleration, 86 agility, 58 awareness. And now Washington gets into the act drafting receivers, and Dave Hofnagel, 77 overall, 88 catch, 99 overall speed, coming out of the University of Miami, 5'10". They're trying to get a Santana Moss because he's still on the Jets, I believe, in this franchise. Then Drew White, receiver from Vanderbilt. Yeah, 88 catching, 81 speed, so the slowest receiver taken, but with that catching, it's probably going to be A-OK. 83 agility, 69 awareness. And then D'Antonio Cohen, out of UCLA, staying in California, played for the Niners, 80 overall catching, 96 overall speed. Then you got Jimmy Avery from Virginia, going to play for those San Diego Chargers, 6'1", 196, 93 overall speed, 86 overall acceleration, 74 catching. Another rookie receiver. Pick number 11 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Ike Kirby, 74 catching, 82 overall speed, but 99 acceleration. Vickers, the first halfback, taking it to go to Detroit. Another surprise at halfback for Detroit, out of Kentucky, 78 overall speed, 83 agility, 79 break tackle, 84 carry. I'm guessing he's a short yardage back at 6 foot, 225 pounds. Right in, Kirk Carter. Going to be paired with Robert Williams, who won the Defense Rookie of the Year. Out of Georgia, the Bulldogs, he's 6'7", 283 pounds. The first quarterback going to be going to those Rams. 98 throw power, 79 throw accuracy out of UCF. And hopefully it works out for Mr. George Kuiper. Ethan Dudley, receiver from Alabama, 64 overall, and our first pick in round 3 was 64 overall, so it's not that bad, all things considered. But he has 67 catch and 86 speed. The Jets, I hope you did not hit and miss, or swing and miss, I should say. Max Gore out of Louisiana Lafayette, 72 overall linebacker, playing for those Cowboys. 83 tackle, 78 speed, 71 strength, 89 agility. Big deep tackle Alonzo Anderson from Kent State, 6'4", 311 pounds. He has 75 overall rating, 87 strength, 82 tackle, and 74 awareness off the bat. Running back, Hubbard, out of Florida A&M, 74 overall, 79 awareness, 83 speed, 59 catch, 89 acceleration. That's a halfback, cornerback from Florida A&M. There goes Smith, receiver from TCU, 68 overall, 74 catch, 86 overall speed. Like, you got to pick a receiver in the top 10, or these receivers really ain't worth it, if you ask me. Another receiver, Russell Price. Maybe he could work out with Tom Brady in New England from Colorado State, 85 catching, 87 speed. One of the better receivers taken in that last handful of draft picks right there. Cornerback from Buffalo, going to be playing for the Buffalo Bills, 74 overall, 96 speed, 64 catching. So the guy we drafted, not too far off. I know his height's not there for our guy, but hey, here's what it is. A 5'11 D tackle at 254. Undersized, but maybe he could be like a John Randall, 73 overall, 85 strength. Raymond Green, cornerback from Syracuse, going to be playing for those New Orleans Saints. I'm guessing the backup Aaron Brooks was still pretty solid. 70 overall, 88 throw power, 66 throw accuracy. Right guard, Matthew Anderson, 73 overall, 95 run block, 78 pass block. Maybe we could have drafted him with our first round pick, but we decided to go with Mike Manning with the Rams, and yeah, I think it worked out for us. So Booker, receiver out of Mississippi State, 69 overall, 64 catching, 86 overall speed. Jackie, he is a cornerback out of Louisiana Tech, going to the Steelers at 74 overall. That's a hidden gem right there for the Steelers, who obviously know how to draft. 64 overall receiver, Hickson out of Virginia, going to play for those St. Louis Rams, 5'8", 192 with 62 catching and 88 overall speed. Another receiver, 62 overall, Nelson. He is from Florida, going to play for Miami, 70 catching, 84 overall speed. And then right guard, another right guard, 75 overall, 89 run block, 78 pass block with 86 strength. Douglas out of USC. Another receiver from Washington State is going to be Jamie, and he's going to be going to Philadelphia, 74 overall catching, 85 overall speed. Another receiver with 81 speed, 89 acceleration, talking about Beck. He comes out of Syracuse, and he's going to be playing for those Tennessee Titans. And then the last pick of the draft is Brett Favre's replacement. And Brett Favre is going to be replaced by Ryan Hampton out of Miami, going to go to historic Lambeau Field to play football. 92 throw power, 73 throw accuracy, and 57, I believe it was, for his awareness. Lawyer Malloy, he's going to be playing football for those Denver Broncos going into year number 12. Joe Nedney, also going to year number 12, is a Houston Texan. That's right, you see it. He's a Houston Texan. Henderson going to the Skins. Hopefully this D-tackle free agent will be better than the last D-tackle free agent y'all signed. Yeah. Just saying. The Raiders, they were in the market for guards and in the market for running backs as they signed Eddie George going into year number 12 at 82 overall. Our ex-left guard and Pitts, who was basically Hutchinson's backup, he is going to play for the Bucks. And they also got a center in golf, Chris Cash. He's still out there as an 81 overall cornerback. John Runyon, he's still out there at 81 overall as well. Taylor Jacobs going to sign with the Panthers. Brady Smith is still out there. Then you got Terry going to sign with the Jets. Derek Mason, he's going to be signing with those Bengals. Jabbar Gaffney staying in the division to play with the Titans. Anquan Bolden is a Texan. You seen it right. Anquan Bolden, only 79 overall, but he is a Texan to replace Jabbar Gaffney. And then we ain't done. Townsend, he's still out there as a free agent. So is Jasper. He's still out there as a free agent. The Bears go fullback with Hodgins. He's going to sign with them. The Jaguars get a safety in Woody Mack. Mike Compton going to play for the Jets. Edwards going to sign with those Buccaneers. We got a left guard to be our backup to Hutchinson. Robinson, free safety, he's still available. London Edwards, he's available as a kicker. And then you got another quarterback and Marco Holmes going to the Titans. Kim Herring, he is going to sign with nobody. Steve Smith Sr., he is a Houston Texan at 74 overall. And then Jamal Richards, who is 63 overall, but he has a gang of speed. He's actually the fastest outside linebacker that we have on the roster. But 63 overall is still 63 overall. And I do not just go by overalls, but I also just don't go by speed either. So when it comes to roster moves, Brandon Lloyd, he's going to be demoted to our fourth receiver. I actually like that because Eddie Berlin sometimes could have the case of the dropsies, and I think this receiving core is now potent. We have a running back in LJ. We still have Tyrone Nelson on the roster, who I want to develop, but I think this training camp we're going to focus on LJ's skills, so hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. Hutchinson, is 89 overall. Our center 89 overall. Manning 89 overall. Brown again. He was a rookie last year. 72 overall. Not great, but hopefully he can blossom with a better running back behind him. It should help out his overall if we produce on the field more times than not. And then when it comes to outside backers right now, we got Cherry on one side. He's there. Langford 86 overall. He's there. They got Foreman, who's still on the roster. He's 30 years of age. He's been on the bench ever since year number 2, I want to say. And I think at right outside linebacker, we are going to put Philip Brown, because we do have Lincoln there, but Lincoln is 67 overall speed, which I'm not loving, but it is what it is. We could also go with the guy that we just signed, who has all kinds of crazy speed, in Richards. But I think I'm going to go with Phil Brown to start off the season. We will be doing preseason this time around. We haven't really done preseason in any of my franchises, but this time around we will be doing preseason, so you can get the training camp and preseason in our next episode as the roster is going to fill itself out. I'm going to see how these guys play, and yeah, we're just going to hope that everybody stays healthy. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So Glover, 64 overall, 95 overall speed, slides into our 4th cornerback spot, which I'm liking. We still got Johnson at free safety with a 97 overall speed. Richard Moss with 89 overall speed. Nenny is our new kicker at 95 overall. And we drafted Wallace, who's 67 overall. That is going to do it for the offseason. Next episode, like I mentioned, we will have the preseason. We'll have training camp, and then we'll jump into season number 5. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope the rest of the day is the best of your day. Tune in again, my friends. Peace, love. Hot sauce.